You know that feeling when you walk into someone's house and you feel totally at home? Or when you walk into a restaurant and something about the space makes you want to keep coming back? This usually means that someone has taken the time and put careful thought into building the environment. Showing up to Alpha for the first time as a guest could be an extremely intimidating experience, especially for someone who wouldn't typically go to church. And this is why taking time to think about the guest experience is so important. Creating a fun and welcoming atmosphere wherever you do your Alpha sets the stage for guests to open up in conversation, hear the talk, and build friendships. And lots of different elements build the environment and contribute to the overall guest experience. Things like the venue, the room you choose to use, the way you set up the room, like the decor, the lights, the seating, and even the temperature, these all play into it. And little things can make a huge impact, like what kind of music is being played? Is it easy to find parking? And do guests have clear directions where to go? Other things come to mind, like what's the first thing they see when they walk in the door? Is there a friendly person there to greet them? And is there food and drinks available? All these elements and more shape the overall environment. The best advice we can give you as you start to think about creating the experience for your guests is to think about hosting Alpha the same way you would if you're hosting a party with your friends. My friend Landry was hosting Alpha in the basement of his church building, so he asked a few friends from the church that loved to decorate to help him out. They were able to turn a church basement into an incredible hangout. They pulled in lamps and turned off some of the fluorescent lights. They made casual seating areas using couches and small tables. Music was playing and everything had fun, creative labels. And for the food, they had a new theme each week. And these types of things make the Alpha experience memorable and will help you shape your Alpha to best fit the demographic you're trying to reach. And when we work hard to create a welcoming and fun atmosphere, guests will relax and enjoy themselves. And when people feel more comfortable, they're more likely to feel safe enough to share in small group discussion time. It makes me think about my friend Rob and his church in Australia. They decided to rent out the upstairs of a restaurant every week because they knew it'd be easier for people in their church to invite their friends along to a restaurant. They brought a projector and a screen and hooked the whole thing up to a sound system. And this idea of environment plays out in different ways. For example, my friend John begins each week on Alpha by telling a joke. And at my friend Dave's Alpha, they usually have like a local singer-songwriter playing as people come in. Now I realize that you could be facing a lot of different constraints in your context. For example, when Alphas run in high schools or prisons or boardrooms, there are a lot of more practical obstacles that make this difficult. In those situations, little details and gestures can still go a long way. It's all about doing what you can with the space and resources and team that you have. One of the biggest factors, if not the biggest factor in creating a welcoming and fun experience for guests is you. And what I mean by you is you and your team of volunteers, the ones that'll be hosting all of the guests. The attitude and actions of your team matter more than the decorations, the food, or the lights. Genuine kindness can be hard to find, and so we have an opportunity to be a breath of fresh air for the guests that come on Alpha. Take a few minutes right now and think about who you can invite to help you create a compelling environment for your Alpha. What might you do to make the environment as fun and welcoming as possible?